Meanwhile, in Tupac news,
The shooting of Tupac Shakur once again underscores the violence that has surrounded this man since he shot the superstar.
People pulled up, opened fire. Shakur and Knight.
Tupac Shakur was shot several times in the chest.
Shakur was pronounced dead.
Machiavellianist, Illuminati, all through your body. The blows like a 12-gauge shot it. Feel me?
Either motherfuckers riding with us, or they riding against us. Ain't no in between, either you with us or against us.
What was your relationship like with Big?
Biggie was my homeboy, you know, and I mean, he was a real friend of mine.
Don't tempt me, cause I'm simply legging hoes like Simply, the invincible and sick.
I got off the radio station with Angie Martinez, and that's when me and him like clashed because she asked me on the air, how do you feel about Puffy and Biggie? And I said what I felt. They're my homeboys, I love them.
Only Gab can do it like this.
Yo, YouTube, what up? It's your homie Gab, I'm in the building. And this is Machiavelli Media. Bad Boys Moving Silence Part 5. And today, we're joined by my man Mighty from the Art of Dialogue. Alright, what's poppin'?
What up? What's poppin', my G?
Man, let's jump right into it, shall we? No point in holding these good people up. Now, you hear Snoop Dogg throughout the years referred to Biggie Smalls and P. Diddy as his homeboys. They're his friends, they're his homeboys, right? He's always glowing when he talks about Biggie, all fond memories. You know, he put his foot down against Tupac and Suge and wouldn't ride against Bad Boy. He made it clear these are his friends, right?
Right.
Well, can you explain to me how can he consider Biggie his friend when Biggie actually caused a hit on him in the Dog Pound when he was in New York City filming the video in New York, New York? You know when Snoop Dogg came through and was knocking down the buildings? How can he consider Biggie his friend at that point?
So you got Snoop Dogg. He comes to New York. Biggie get his trailer shot up. Not to mention he's on death row. Suge Knight got beef with Bad Boy. You know, Puff Daddy bodyguard pretty much killed Suge Knight, best friend or whatever. Then on top of that, if I'm not mistaken, I mean, did Suge Knight and David Kenner get Snoop Dogg off on that murder trial?
Exactly.
So you take that into account. Then you got Tupac. He got issues with Bad Boy. He feels like Biggie Smalls and Puff Daddy, you know, set him up at Quad Studios. All these things, including, you know, Bad Boy getting Snoop Dogg trailer set up, and Snoop Dogg feels like, you know, Bad Boy's his friends. It's crazy to me, man. Sounds pretty. You know what I mean? It sounds crazy to me, man. I mean, death row. I mean, this man just helped you get off of murder. You know what I mean? He just helped you get off of murder. You know what I mean? Then on top of that, you know what I mean, the same dude that helped you get off of murder, he feels a type of way because, you know, pretty much Puff Daddy bodyguard killed his close friend. And then you got Pac with the whole Quad Studios thing. All this stuff working against you.
Hold on, you pulling the horse before the wagon. Pulling the wagon before the horse, should I say? We're going to tell you.
Sounds crazy to me, man. Snoop Dogg something else, man.
This what I'm trying to figure out. Snoop Dogg never had one bad thing to say about Puffy, about Biggie, about Lil C's. Nobody after they shot his trailer up. It was like it didn't happen. And I'm like, even throughout the years, even when Snoop Dogg referred to that situation, he kind of like glossed over it. He jumped straight to Angie Martinez and his beef with Tupac because he didn't turn on his good friend Biggie. But he never addresses why his good friend Biggie called the radio station and said, yo, them West Coast Dog Pound cats is in New York right now. Get at them. He never addresses that. Could you explain to me, is he like embarrassed because he didn't do anything about it? Why won't Snoop Dogg really say what happened. How did it make him feel? You know, one way or the other. Why he just pretend like it didn't happen when the whole world saw it and heard about it?
He a fake dude, man. You know what I mean? Like everything you just said, you know, he don't got one bad thing to say about Puff Daddy or Biggie, but he got a lot to say about Suge Knight and Tupac. You know what I mean? So, I mean, when you look at it, man, he's just a fake dude, man, two-faced, a fake individual. I mean, he said a lot about Tupac, you know, how he didn't agree with him beefing with Biggie, and how he was pressing Biggie, and Biggie wasn't doing anything, and he felt how he should have backed off of Biggie.
Right.
Yeah, then you already know all the stuff he said about Suge Knight over the years. He got a lot to say about them. He got a lot to say about Suge Knight, somebody that, you know, helped him get off of murder. He got a lot to say about Pac, somebody that had a lot of love for Snoop, but he don't got one single thing to say about Puff Daddy and Biggie got his trailer shot up and pretty much tried to kill him. Crazy.
Now, hold up. This what got me thinking. Because y'all know I come up with some wild stuff. I'm wondering, when that trailer got shot up, was it supposed to be Pac's trailer? Because it's like no harm, no foul. My bad, we shot the wrong trailer up. And Snoop like, oh, okay. You feel me? Like,
right.
Was Pac with them in New York? I know he wasn't in the trailer. I'm going to have to holler at Reggie. But what I'm trying to say to you is, you know, well, I can't say that.
But I've seen an interview, though. I've seen an interview with Snoop Dogg or whatever where he, you know, talks about the trailer thing, and he didn't really mention Pac. He just admitted. He was like, yeah, you know, Biggie, you know, did get my trailer shot up, and he just laughed it off, and it's like, what the fuck? Like,
I know. That's what makes me think that Biggie didn't think Pac was with him, because I think Biggie used Tupac's name on the radio station. Y'all hear me? Yo, I think Biggie said Tupac and Snoop Dogg and the Dogg Pounders in New York. Y'all gonna let them come in New York and do this and do that? And that's when he incited somebody. I don't know if he sent somebody personally or was it just a fan? Because, you know, a lot of times what these rappers say, go. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, right now, Tupac was to talk from the grave and tell people to get certain people will be in trouble, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? But,
right.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, man, because Snoop was like, he was like really chill. They say this dude almost got you know, murked. He was awful cool about that, you know what I mean? And he wasn't even upset when it happened. Matter of fact, Tupac was more upset than Snoop was when the trailer got shot up, because Pac was like, yo, these are the same dudes that just got me in quad. You feel me?
Right.
And now they getting my homeboy. Nah, we ain't letting that happen. So back home, back in Cali, Pac, Snoop, the whole Death Row fam was hot. You know what I mean? They was grateful that nobody got hurt, but they was hot at the same time. Even Snoop was breathing fire. You know what I mean?
Right.
I heard him and Pac recorded diss tracks. You know what I mean? They did certain things. They had deep conversations about it, this, that, and the third. As soon as they go back to New York City again, what Snoop do?
Get on the radio and say he didn't have any issues with that.
And his peoples again, right?
And you know the crazy thing about that? From what I heard, tell me if I'm wrong or not, Snoop Dogg trailer got shot up. He goes back to Cali. Tupac hears about it, and Tupac makes a comment to him saying, don't worry about it, I got them.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, you know, saying that, you know, I got it, don't worry about it, I'm going to handle Bad Boy or whatever. That would make you even more two-faced, yo. Like, Tupac was holding you down, you know what I mean? And you go back to New York, get on the radio with Angie Martinez and say you don't got no issues with Bad Boy.
Hey, you know what, though? I figured it out. I'm about to drop a bombshell on y'all. I figured it out. I know why Snoop Dogg did that. Because if Snoop Dogg had got on the radio and diss Puffy and diss Biggie, right? I would have said, that's real funny, Snoop. You was just out here with us last weekend. You know, we was at Mr. Chow's together, you know what I mean? We was at Tony Roma's together, you know what I mean? Because Snoop Dogg told on himself in a couple of interviews a few years ago, he said that he used to sneak and catch planes behind Tupac, Suge and the whole Death Row back and go see Puffy and Biggie. He used to catch planes all the way to New York so he could kick it with Puffy and Biggie behind Death Row's back. So if he had tried to diss them publicly, they might have exposed him, you know what I mean, by calling him Two-Face, like you were just out here with us. So he had to stay neutral because of the type of stuff he had going on. So my question to you today is, why was Snoop Dogg sneaking behind Death Row back, going to New York, the Bad Boy? What was those conversations like?
Sounds like to me, you know, Snoop Dogg was giving Bad Boy inside information. I mean, what else? I mean, why would he be in New York? What else could he possibly be telling Bad Boy unless he was giving them inside information?
And think about this. We focusing on him, giving them inside information. What kind of information did they share with him? You know what I mean? Because obviously, according to Greg Kading, they was planning some stuff over there. And we probably saw the results of what they was planning. And how
a funny thing you said? You know, a funny thing, because I'm thinking about something as you're saying that, you know. Snoop Dogg is a Crip, right?
Yeah.
Chiefy D and Orlando Anderson is a Crip, right?
Hello?
And if I'm not mistaken, when Bad Boy, Puff Daddy, and Biggie Smalls came to Cali, Chiefy D and Orlando Anderson was their security, right?
Right. So you wondering, like a lot of people
set that up.
Who even put them down with these fellas?
Snoop Dogg. That's what it sounds like.
Man, the plot thickens. Hey, couple more questions for the road, man, before we get up out of here. You know what I mean? Because there's so much more to this, man. I only planned, when I first told you about this, I told you I was going to do 1 or 2, right?
Right.
Then we up to 5, and I plan on stopping at 7. But this is so deep. Truthfully, I know we could pull 10 out of this.
I mean, it's very deep, because as we're talking, I mean, that's what I'm thinking about that. I mean, who leaked Chiefy D and Orlando Anderson up with Puff Daddy and Biggie Smalls when they came out here to California for security. I mean, who leaked it up? I mean,
come on, man. It's mighty funny, right? Mighty funny.
It's deep, man. It's deep.
And it's mighty funny. And, you know, that's something I thought about a long time ago because it's mighty funny. You know what I mean? I just wonder if Snoop Dogg was part of the team in the Marine Blue. That's all I'm saying. But, you know, hey.
That's what it looks like. I mean, because what else? I mean, if you think about it, and you just using common sense, what else? What could Snoop Dogg possibly be talking to Puff Daddy and Biggie Smalls about when he was sneaking to LA? I mean, when he was sneaking to New York.
New York.
Hey, I mean, he had to be giving them inside info. Then, you know, if you use common sense, I mean, how in the hell did they get in contact with Keefy D and Orlando Anderson and use them as security?
In the first place, right?
Exactly. So when you look at it, everything points at Snoop Dogg, man.
Hey, you know what? The last thing I'm going to say, man, before we end this episode up, man, is this. Why was it so important for Snoop Dogg to show his loyalty to Bad Boy? Because sneaking behind Suge Knight back at that point in time was a very dangerous situation. Snoop Dogg could have found himself in some very bad situation. He would have got demonstrated on for real. If Suge would have found out Snoop was playing both sides of the fence and going across country to his enemies, or Pac would have found out Snoop was dipping off with the guys he just accused of, you know, trying to whack him, yeah. Hey, Snoop would have had a lot of explaining to do. You got some explaining to do, Snoop.
Yeah, it would have got real serious for Snoop. I mean, just imagine that, bro. I mean, you know, Suge Knight already feel a type of way about, you know, Puff Daddy bodyguard killing one of his close friends. Then, you know, you help Snoop get off a murder trial. You help him, you know, win a trial or whatever. Then on top of that, man, I mean, he finds out you going to New York and, you know, you hanging out with Puff Daddy and Biggie Smalls after everything Suge Knight did for him. I mean, of course, it would have got serious, man.
You know, you hear Biggie say that Puffy...
They would have put his hands on dude, man.
Yeah. If you hear Snoop say, you hear Puffy and Biggie was his friends before, you know, Pac became the Death Row, then you hear Snoop talk off the other side of his face, and he said that Tupac was his friend before Pac came to Death Row. As a matter of fact, he was the reason that Tupac came to Death Row in the first place, right? These are the things that Snoop say. How is that possible, man, when me and you can clearly see was obviously jealous of Tupac and the impact that Tupac had on Death Row when he came, because Snoop was the man at first, you know. Dre was leaving, and Dre wasn't leaving when Pac came, but Dre had made Snoop Dogg like the #1 rapper in the world at the time, you know. Doggy Style came out, it was big, everybody was excited. Dre had Snoop all over the Chronic. Snoop was the new West Coast savior. And then they popped the gate, you know what I mean, and cracked that cell. Along come Tupac Shakur, man, and it was Tupac mania, you know, #1 everything, you know what I mean? And how do you think that made Snoop Dogg feel?
I mean, I feel like he was jealous, man. I mean, he had to be. I mean, just imagine, you know, because me personally, you know, if you look at interviews of Snoop Dogg, he claims that he's the reason why, you know, Tupac joined Death Row. He even say that, you know, yeah, man, you know, Snoop Dogg, I mean, yeah, man, Tupac, he was going through his issues. You know, he got shot at Quad Studios, and he was having some financial issues. And I just wanted to help my friend, you know, so I called Suge, and I was like, you know, bail Tupac out. And, you know, I personally think when Snoop Dogg, if it's true that he's the reason why Tupac joined Death Row, I think he was just looking at it like, okay, I'm about to help Tupac get out of prison or whatever. He's going to come out, you know, drop a little album. It's probably going to go gold or whatever, put some money in his pocket, and that's it. I don't think Snoop Dogg ever imagined that Tupac was going to be as big as he was. I think he didn't think, you know, All Eyes on Me was going to go gold the first week, sell millions and millions of records. How Do You Want It, California, I mean, goddamn, edit this part out, by the way. But I don't think he thought that How Do You Want It and California Love was going to be #1 on the Billboard Top 100. And not only that, I mean, look at the attention Tupac was getting with the whole East Coast, West Coast beef. I mean, that was all in the magazines, all on the news. I don't think Snoop Dogg thought Tupac was going to be that big and he was going to get all that attention. So, yeah, man, I think Snoop Dogg was jealous, man, and, you know, he was jealous of all the attention Tupac was getting.
And you know what, man, on the personal level, you know, on the personal tip where, you know, Snoop Dogg saw Tupac get Suge Knight's undivided attention, you know, things that he couldn't get from Suge, Tupac was able to possess, you know. On the personal level, even Snoop Dogg's groupies, women that he was dating, you know, he joked about it on Drink Champs. Tupac was smashing some of his, you know, his side chick, his main side chick at that.
So, I mean, Richard just told me a few days ago that the chick that Snoop Dogg was talking about on Drink Champs was Sally Richardson. And we all know Tupac was hitting that. So, yeah, man, just imagine, you know, and that's just only what we know. Just imagine if Tupac was smashing any of his other chicks that, you know, Snoop Dogg just haven't came out and said anything about. I mean, so of course, you know, if you look at it like that, you know, Tupac was taking all his women, then you look at all the attention Suge Knight was giving Tupac his own label and everything. You already know Snoop Dogg felt the type of way about that, and you already know Snoop Dogg was looking at it like the one that built Death Row. Right. And look at this dude getting all this attention and getting all this stuff that I can't even get.
Well, you know, we're going to end it with this note, man. It's an old saying. An enemy of my enemy is my friend.
You the motherfuckers riding with us, or they riding against us? Ain't nothing between it. You with us or against us?
What was your relationship like with Big?
Biggie was my homeboy, you know, and I mean, he was a real friend of mine.
Don't tempt me, cause I'm simply legging hoes like Simply, the invincible and sick.
I got off the radio station with Angie Martinez, and that's when me and him like clashed because she asked me on the air, how do you feel about Puffy and Biggie? And I said what I felt. They're my homeboys, I love them.